want to talk about something that's happening around the country right now, which is very, very, it's dangerous. Most people don't realize how dangerous this is. There's a very active satanic sect called TST, the Temple of Satan.
Yep.
Their headquarters is, I'm almost positive, I've been to the website several times, it's in Detroit, Michigan. But they're a bunch of young, active Satanists, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to go to different places in the U.S., and they're trying to do consecrations of Satan to different cities. They came here last year to Scottsdale, Arizona.
And we pushed back.
And we pushed back.
The lady pushed back.
Yeah, the lady, with 300 Catholics went out there. And we fought back with prayer.
Yep.
And so I think we wrecked, as young people say, we wrecked their conference with prayer. But again, we're going to talk about the protocol for Catholics to do when the Temple of Satan goes to your city, because what they're doing satanic conferences.
Yep.
In fact, the one coming up is called what?
It's called
SatanCon.
SatanCon
2023,
and it's going to be held in Boston, and it's the largest satanic gathering in history. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So we had a question from someone that asked us. Her name, I don't want to mention it, but she says, "Hi, this question is for Jesse. I am in the Boston area, and there is a satanic convention scheduled in April 2023. I asked my priest if anything is being done, and he said he doesn't want to draw attention to this event. Just wondering if you know of any resources or groups coming out about this."
So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we are going to talk about this because this is something, it's nothing to play with, and it's not drawing attention, it's protecting those people that live in that city.
Yeah. And
we have diabolical.
And by the way, we have a moral obligation to do that because the streets.
And we'll talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about the.
Yeah, the streets is called the temporal order or the public square. And guess who's in charge of evangelizing and bringing the gospel to the public square, to the temporal order? Lay people are.
Us.
So you don't have to ask a priest. You don't have to ask a bishop.
Yeah.
If you can go out there and pray peacefully against the Church of Satan.
On the sidewalk. Okay? You're welcome to do that.
Yeah. By your baptism and confirmation, you have the ability to do so. You don't have to ask anybody else.
Yeah. And as your citizenship.
Yeah.
Also, a citizen of the United States.
It's your First Amendment right.
Yep. Right. Exactly.
To peaceably assemble and free speech.
Absolutely.
So we're going to tell you a little bit about this conference, and then we're going to give you some of the do's and don'ts. So this article says, the Satanic Temple.
The Satanic Temple is promoting an upcoming convention as the largest satanic gathering in history, quote unquote. The gathering, called SatanCon, will be taking place in Boston from April 28th to the 30th this year. The convention will be celebrating the Satanic Temple's 10th anniversary. Oh, that's the Satanic Temple promises on its website that the convention will be, quote, a weekend of blasphemy,
violation of the first commandment,
and
and second commandment.
Yes, remembrance in Boston. Though tickets are already on sale, the organization has not announced the location, vendors, or presenters. However, when you click to book a hotel reservation, you are directed to book a room at the Boston Marriott Copley Place.
Here's the first thing that I would do if I live in Boston. All you Bostonian Catholics and even people of goodwill, Protestant Christians, I would call up the Boston Marriott Copley Place, and I would start asking them, how can you guys, they're Mormons. Mormons run the Marriotts.
Yeah, the Marriott.
And they're people of faith, supposedly. I would say, how can you guys rent a ballroom to the Temple of Satan? Don't you guys believe in God? Yes, they do. The Mormons do believe in God. I know their theology is, again, it's kind of aberrant, but nonetheless, they do believe in God. I would have Catholics start calling up the Boston Marriott Copley and email them and start there. The article also says what?
Yeah, the article says also their tickets are ranging from $95 and go up to $160. I want to make a comment on that. How many Christians do you think are going to attend this? Possibly many of them, right? And
they're at least baptized.
Right, at least baptized.
Yeah.
And do you think how many people put $95 every Sunday or up to $160 in the basket
Very
for
few.
God?
Very few.
Yeah. Very few.
Yeah.
So those who purchase what they call demonic circle,
Demon Circle.
the demon circle, it's $160 each ticket will receive access to the Satanic marketplace, access to on-site programming tracks, an official the Satanic Temple SatanCon 2023 T-shirt. I'm going to say TSD because it's just easier.
Yeah.
So you know what it is. The Satanic Temple. That's what it stands for. SatanCon 2023 stickers and a SatanCon 2023 button. Last year's conference included presentations such as Devil's Food with the Satanic Chef Adam Dodge, Abortion as a Religious Right with Marion Davis. These are the presenters, and these are their titles.
And the topics,
The topics. Raising Children in a Satanic Household with Melissa Morley. The Satanic Temple made headlines last year for seeking a court declaration to allow abortions for their Texas members, claiming that the laws violate their religious freedom to perform abortion rituals.
I want to give props to the Texas Bishop Strickland, Bishop Joseph Strickland, a friend of the show. The Satanic Temple went a few weeks ago over to Tyler, Texas, and they had kind of a weekend festival. Bishop Strickland went the night before with a bunch of Catholics, and he did exorcism prayers in the area, the plaza where they were going to meet the next day. And the prayers of a Catholic bishop, the exorcism prayers of a Catholic bishop are very powerful. The next day, Catholics also went over there and surrounded the place, along with Protestants, and prayed for the whole time they were there.
We have a holy pause.
Yeah.
Our Lady Guadalupe.